However, the really remarkable thing about this thing is this. Keep in mind, this is a 57-year-old car, and well, hello, welcome back to the channel. We are at it again. I am now en route, about a 3-hour drive to hopefully pick up the next project. This next project is going to be a build for my middle daughter. It is the car that she's wanted since she was about 5 years old, and we found a really great deal on one. I'll get into more specifics. I don't want to, of course, jinx it because we might get there. Any countless number of things can go wrong on a sale, but if I can pick it up today, it's going to make her a wonderful little car for her to enjoy as a fun time car. This is something that I do. I've built the F100 for my wife. I'm building the 32 Coupe for my oldest daughter. This is for the middle daughter. And of course, my youngest daughter will be next right after that. And we've got some stuff picked out for her too that we're currently looking for. But let's get on the road. We're about 3 hours out and I've still got to pick up the trailer and go get the cash and do some other things. So let's get this on the road. Well, 175 miles up and 175 miles back. We are home. And I do have the new project. This is a car that I am building for my middle daughter. As I mentioned, I have 3 daughters. The 32 Ford is going to my oldest daughter. This is what the middle daughter wanted, and I have to say I found a wonderful deal. First of all, I want to shout out to Anthony and Jose and Simon. You guys really did me right on this car. Also, I found this car on a whim on Facebook Marketplace. Contacted them. They said it was still for sale. I drove all the way up there to look at it. It was on a weekend, so I couldn't get the cash out of the ATM and no banks were open, things like that. When I got there to look at it, we definitely decided we wanted it, and I tell you, sometimes people can surprise you, because the gentleman we were spoken to, we struck a deal on a handshake thing. They wouldn't even bother taking a deposit, and I have to say their phone was blowing up with people asking about this car's availability, but they held it for me without any cash aside, and I promised them I would come back and get it today, pay them cash, and pick it up. But let's take a look at what it is. Well, this is a little bit out of my comfort zone because I have never worked on one of these before, but this is a 1965 Volkswagen Bug, and as you can see, it is in very tip-top shape. It was originally green. You can probably see the green right there, but if you open it up, the only rust in the entire thing is basically some scaling right here. It's still very solid. I'm going to be able to clean that up. I'm going to put some POR 15 all over it, but it is very clean. Very few dents. It's got a few dings here on the back fenders. You can see those right there. Those are easily fixed. There's hardly any rust to speak of at all. As I noted, those places on the interior are the only rust that I've seen on it so far. The rest of it is super duper clean. Let me see if I can get this frunk open and show you what we've got going on in here. Well, let me see what I can do. Like I said, I'm new at this. Nobody laugh out there. Don't laugh at me. Well, you can laugh at me, just don't tell me. How about that? May need somebody to help me with that. Yeah, it's not gonna open. But the main thing I wanted to show you is, well, hold on just a moment. Let me put the camera off and see if I can get it open. Okay, took a bit of maneuvering, but the main thing I wanted to show you is it still has the original spare tire. Dunlop Gold Cup. The original jack and tire iron are in it. There's the green that the car was originally. The wiring's intact, and even these pans down here where they normally rust, there's no rust in this whatsoever. So very happy about that. The car is remarkable in that it runs and drives. You can see there, it was recently converted over to a 12-volt charging system. so I don't have to do that. And you got to check this out. You got to check this out, because this is the thing that surprised me the most in it. One of the main problems with it is the emergency parking brake does not work. However, the really remarkable thing about this thing is this. Keep in mind, this is a 57-year-old car, and cranks right up. Purrs like a kitten. No complaints whatsoever. The gauge works in it. Everything is just tip-top shape. Has the original keys. The paperwork that it came with is remarkable. It still has the old registration papers in it. The accessories packet. The owner's manual is still in it. It still, believe it or not, has this certificate from Moffett Motors in Corona, California. Individual that it was originally sold to. This is the original lifetime warranty on the car from Moffett Motors. But this is the coup de grace right here. This is the original brand new vehicle paper tag that was sold with the car in California in 1965. It is still in there. We're going to frame that, put it on the wall, because that's just too cool. But all the documentation is intact. Very sweet little car. Came with a few extra things. It's got a new distributor that he hasn't had a chance to put in. My plans on this one are very simple. We're going to upgrade the interior. The seats are in really good shape, surprisingly good shape, but the door cards have seen better days. And of course, my daughter, being who she is, wants the car painted pink, so she's going to have a pink bug. So we're going to go with black carpet, and I'm going to paint all the cream trim that's in there the same color to body match it, but it's going to have black carpet, and I'm going to put a new black headliner in it as well. You see in here, the cargo area back here is in tip-top shape. This car is just remarkably in good shape. I like the older bugs like these because they've got the smaller back window and the smaller tail lights, unlike the early 70s, so I'm going to enjoy this one very good. The glass is all wonderful and intact. Doors open and close, no problems. The window cranks works seamlessly, and just everything works. It's an amazing car. I'm not a huge fan of these, but my middle daughter has wanted one ever since she could walk, and I'm going to build each one of the kids a car. This is the second of 3, so I think we've got a very good start on this one. Of course, as is the case with all of the builds that I do, I am going to be documenting this on the channel. So if you're a Volkswagen Bug fan or just like this kind of thing, please hit subscribe, because we're going to get started on this one pretty soon. Of course, I'm doing the Cobra and the 32 right now. I've got 2 projects going at once. So this one right here, honestly, I can tag it and it's ready to drive. It actually runs and drives. So it's just a matter of getting the cosmetics, getting the interior sorted and everything else, because I actually backed it into the parking space it's in now. Thanks for joining me. Please hit subscribe if you like this kind of thing. We will be documenting the build on this one just like all the others. Catch you next time.